Yeah, name of my company is called Tax Nerd. So it's
Tax Nerd.
Yeah, it's a tax preparation, tax advisory, and tax debt relief company. And been doing this for about 12 plus years, developing businesses, helping people understand taxation, how to regulate money, shelter money, and pay little to no taxes, and helping people to actually understand the tax code, peel it back, how to apply it to their life, do the same thing Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Donald Trump, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, help them understand the code of what they're doing on a small level to make their way up to, small business sector and beyond what. So now I'm at the point where I'm getting ready to I started my 3-year run now, where I'm getting ready to enter into the New York Stock Exchange. So I'm building out my C-suite team, bringing on people like McCain as my CMO and all my other team, my Suicide Squad players. So we could just bombard the New York Stock Exchange. We've been selling shares already. People have been buying shares, and we raising capital. And that's not even including the money that we already making through services that we doing, the subscriptions that we got, and other trainings that we do, helping people to become, the tax professional that they desire to be. So, we just, we getting it rolling, just pushing the snowball downhill. We formulated it, padded it, solidified it, and just letting that sucker roll downhill all the way to NYCE.
How long y'all been operating already?
12 years. I developed the company. I incorporated the company in 2014. I had the idea since 2001, and just really been digging into the taxation since 2009. And then I also have a subsidiary company called The Enterprise that has all of the PR attached to it, where I was featured in Forbes magazine, Yahoo Finance, Influensive, New York Weekly, LA Weekly, Digital Watch, Market Watch, all that stuff. So that's my PR company. That's my PR publicity digital asset, to where the enterpriser is the business developer. So you got the tax pro, the business developer, wrapped with the TV personality. So that's the influence. That's the red dress that Tax Nerd is wearing. So I just made taxes attractive.
Yeah, they right on time. Me and my cousin, what's today, Sunday? So Friday night, we had a big party line with just the family, because everybody's still kind of stuck to their own space. And I'm like, man, I go through a tax person like every 2 years, because I ain't really found nobody that do what I play a little bit of the game that I want to play, as well as show me how to get more. And right. She was like, and this was her tax person. She was like, yeah, we just moved to a tax attorney to see what he can do, maybe more than a CPA or a preparer. So that's why I was like, you right on time, because I'm also in the me personally in my business, I just came to the conclusion I'm gonna pay myself a W-2. So I want to, and I hadn't talked to my tax person about it. So
you at that threshold.
I wanted to I gotta pay. I need to buy some stuff, and I need my my numbers to be a little different. So.
And Tax Nerd does everything a EA can do, a CPA can do, a tax attorney can do. We just won't represent you in court, but we understand the dialect and just the formalities of them. So all wrapped in one. A tax professional, we it's like a hybrid professional that could do all the workings of what these high caliber people can do at a premium price for people, and it's affordable for the marketplace, man.
And just to kind of piggyback on both of you, so Kevin's drinking from a cup with his company's logo on it. So Kevin owns a company called Shine, and it's an auto it's an auto washing company, and he has these huge clients, as well as condominium complexes, and just you name it, he's gone there, and he's washed cars for these people.
Right. Oh wow.
And
catchy name too. You got the name on right on the dot, man.
That's it. Yeah.
That's gonna make money all by itself, just the name.
So I definitely wanted both of you guys to meet, because I feel like there's some synergy, and I mean, if anything, you guys can at least use one another's service.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like right on time. I don't have an issue with the lady that I have now, but it was kind of into the topic, actually. Right. So the topic was, when should a business look to pay themselves? This was what I was going to discuss before I ever knew you was coming online.
Mm-hmm.
So
Jeremiah, you right on time.
Yeah, Mike got weird ways of making things happen.
Please, Jeremiah, bless us with your knowledge, because I know you got to leave. I know you about to go to church, so please bless us and let us know.
Well, let it rip. What you got?
Yeah, so when should a business owner pay themselves through their company? Should they pay themselves through their company? I'm an S corp, so I know I have the draw option and the W-2 option.
Right.
How does all that work? Like, what should people be thinking as they
So when people become the S corp, a lot of people say, when should I be, start a corporation? And this is, just from a taxation, money management, and business development perspective. And I mean, in regards to, the legalities, you may want to get with an attorney, but just from those three areas in which I'm hitting from: taxation, money management, and business development. Started right away. I mean, if you see a seed in a package where they sell oak tree seeds, and you see the oak tree on the outside of the tree, you want to plant the seed, put it in the soil, and fertilize it, water it, and let it grow. So you want to start it ASAP, like you did when you did it, so that way you got that history from day one. Paying yourself, generally you want to allow yourself to go through do you got any kids?
Oh yes,
two of them. Okay, so you about to understand that analogy. I'm gonna break down to you. Your wife went through a trimester period, 3 months, most crucial period in a pregnancy, right? You really she really has to protect herself, keep herself from anything that can cause that baby to possibly miscarriage or abort, right? So within the first 3 years of business is your trimester period, where you should be doing heavy business development, brand development, understanding the back end, accounting system, bookkeeping, money management, and constantly building your foundation. Just as high as you want to go, you got to put it deep. So in regards to paying yourself, you want to figure out, you want to pay yourself according to where you want to be. So if you say, I want to purchase a $300,000 house 2 to 3 years from now, my income has to be annually, say, around what, $50,000. So the first year, $50,000 to $70,000 annually. So the first year you want to ease into it, maybe pay yourself, $12,000 to $24,000 at minimum. And then that second year, you want to start to get close to that $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 range. For the most part, you should have made $100,000 in that first year, depending on what your product and or service is, for the most part. But for the first year, you're doing a lot of research, development, trial, error, things of that nature. But you want to still keep in front of you the vision of where you want to go when it comes to real estate acquisition. And that may not even be the property that you want to hold, but it's just you got something to look at where you at now while you're doing research, development, providing products and services and things of that nature, and your price points. So you want to map that out with those 3 years within you. So that first year, pay yourself, a minimum, 12,000. If you possibly do 24, but 12,000. But the second year, you got to really get conservative slash aggressive and really be close to that 50, 40 mark. So when you get to the second year, now you got your annual income that's fair, that's equal to the purchasing power of the house that you want to get. So you want to start off anywhere between 12 and 24,000 in the first year if you're an S corp. A lot of people say, I'll wait to the second year. I know IRS has a threshold where they, give you some time to go through loss first and second year. Yeah, they give you that time, but you don't want to leverage that time, and string it out as long as possible when you can be proactive in the beginning, put some things in place, systems in place, protocols, bring the gathering of the minds in place, people that do different things that they're good at, pay them a little bit or utilize them as an entity, as an expense, let them come in, take a portion of the deal. Hey, if you charge $1,000 for a car, take 40%, give them 60. Because if you get them 60%, they gonna make sure, hey, we gonna watch this Lambo and make sure this Lambo is freaking spot clean, because we want to get his friend that got the Maserati. We want to get his friends that got the four Rolls Royces. So you want to be able to use other people's and what they good at as revolving debt resolution instruments. So if this guy is good at buffering, boom, he getting 60% of every transaction. If this guy is good at, waxing cars or interior, cleaning, he getting 60% or whatever the transaction is, whatever the 100% interval, you break it up in. But don't be afraid to share, because infinite principle, give and it shall be given unto you. If you're giving, it's just going to create a revolving instrument of just money flow. And that's not even on top of what you doing yourself. So now you implementing the art of delegation. If you can implement the art of delegation in the beginning, you will always make money and you won't have to micromanage stuff. So to go back to what I say, pay yourself at the beginning, start off paying $12,000. Now, me preferably, I'm not getting IRS in the state of California, nothing. I'll give FICA tax or something. I'll give Medicare or something. I'm gonna let them take their fair share, because I don't want to get caught for tax invasion and they hit me with a big fat bill with penalties and interest. But I'm not giving the federal and the state nothing. All I'm doing is giving FICA and disability what they want. But I'm gonna float that money through my $12,000 check, and then what I'm gonna do, the money that I pay myself that's left over from FICA taxes and disability taxes, I'm gonna reinvest that money back into the business. But I got that W-2 paper trail of 12 grand. And I put the money back in. So I'm using 12 grand to pay myself the merely paper trail. So when I get to the lender, they're like, oh, okay, we see a paper trail of, 12 grand here, 30 grand here, 80 grand here. Because lenders, you got to think like a lender when you're doing this stuff. They just want to see the paper trail over the course of 3 years. They don't really care about the money in the bank. They see you making money. You're duplicating money. It's a revolving instrument. So they're like, okay, we know this person is good. This entity is good for the money trail. We just want to see that this person did what they're supposed to do over time. Dips, ups, downs, 4 seasons of the year, 4 quarters. We know what their weak spots are, their strong spots are, their spikes and their dips. And when a lender sees that, they're like, hey, you know what, Kevin? Instead of giving you 300,000, we'll give you 500,000 just off GP. So you want to fashion yourself for where you want to go in the beginning for later on. Because if you do it in the beginning and you keep that mindset and you discipline yourself to be consistent with doing it, no matter if you got adversity, no matter if you got stuff that pop up, stick to the system you put in place. And I'm only saying it because I did it and I'm doing it. And I'm employing everybody that I'm around to do this stuff. And yes, you're going to go through some fiery stuff. Yes, you're going to go through cringing and this and that, because it's breaking the rationale of what you've had and people before you and your family had, and people before you and your family had for decades and centuries. And now you're the one that's called to kind of figure out that Rubik's Cube of business management, money management, and taxation. So if you do it in the beginning, give yourself about 21 days. Usually a person break habits in 21 days. 21 days, you done broke that habit and it broke you. So now stuff is just on, boom, revolving door. Okay, I'm doing it like breathing. Hey, paycheck, put it back in the business. FICA taxes they paid, cool. Federal, I ain't giving y'all no federal taxes. I ain't giving you no state taxes. I'm paying little to no taxes. Matter of fact, let me go out here and buy this Sprinter van, because I just made $100,000 this year. And keep in mind, I know corporate taxes is 21% when it was 37. So 21% of $100,000, $100,000, 21%. Okay, that's $21,000. Okay, man, I'm gonna owe $21,000. Am I going to give it to the IRS, or am I going to go find something that's going to help me to reduce that tax bill? Matter of fact, I'm gonna go buy a Sprinter van. I'm not going to pay cash for it. I'm gonna finance it, and I'm gonna put it under the company, and I'm gonna pay $42,000, because I know IRS off the back is going to give me 18.2 for the depreciable asset, and then the rest of it is going to roll over within 3 to 5 years. So boom, now I got a Sprinter van. It's financing. Hey, I'll pay a little bit a month, nothing, that's no problem. $300-400. I'm just gonna go find another account and get, matter of fact, this person that I'm washing their car, I'm gonna get them on the subscription and get the other person on the subscription. They sign up for their car and then they pay me monthly ongoing, so that way they're freaking paying for the note, and they're gonna find somebody else that's gonna allow me to wash their cars on a subscription, and now they're paying me monthly. So if these people see that stuff coming out of their budget every month, okay, I just know he coming up popping, doing my car, and I'm cool. I ain't even got to come out of my pocket. He got my debit card on the freaking system. It's just running it every month, topping them off.
Jeremiah, let's talk about the 18.2 number.
You said who?
The 18.2.
The 18.2.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. Is that standard?
That's standard. So if you buy a vehicle, whether it's, you know, a car 6,000 pounds over, 6,000 pounds over, they give you a little bit more. But if you get something that's under that, then, you know, they give you $18,200 the first time out the gate. So if you pay no taxes on your W-2, man, the freaking 18,002 from the depreciable asset is the tax deduction. It's going to wipe away whatever tax bill you got on the federal and the state side. Because if you're passing over $100,000 from your corporation as pass-through entity, you know you got to pay 9.3% tax on pass-through entity tax. So cool, no problem. I just bought this depreciable asset. The $18,000 is going to pay for it. And keep in mind, I got the depreciable asset reported on the personal side, so that's going to pad my income. Of course, yeah, my AGI go down, and you know this. You in the real estate game, McCain. They're going to add the depreciation back in as if it never took down your income, because lenders look at depreciation like it's not an everyday deduction. So we're just going to add it back in as income. So you don't have to claim nothing else. Don't add on no meals. Don't add on no car notes. Don't add on no expenses, just depreciation. And all your expenses, you add that in on your corporate return, who's ever doing your taxes, and or if you want to utilize us to acquire us later on. So you got your personal returns that are showing just depreciation that's wiping away tax debt. So you able to acquire assets, purchasing power high, walking in with no federal and state tax debt, and the lender's happy.
I love it.
I gotta I like that, and almost like you've been looking in my operation book, man. we are definitely a subscription car wash service. So when you said that, we are, I think now I've always had what we call memberships or subscriptions.
Right.
But just maybe within the last 4 years, I went like membership only, where I was no longer chasing cars. Like, cause I would go from, you know, Long Beach to Whittier or something crazy like that, trying to keep up. I'm like, nah, let's slim this up a little bit. So everything you said, I was like, damn, he really must be in my business, or for Rolls Royces. I was like, okay, yeah, that's exactly, that's me for sure. But anyway, anyhow, yeah.
Jeremiah has that ability.
Yeah, I hear the conversation coming, but yeah, that'll be off screen. So with today's time, with the pandemic, with different grants and loans that's been floating, how is that affecting businesses on the tax side? Like the EIDL loan, my PPP was forgiven.
Right.
Do I report that?
It's considered like, you know, income and revenue, capital reserve revenue. So I mean, you're tagging it as revenue coming in. I mean, I tag it when I got it. I couldn't get it the next year because I made too freaking much. But I tag it as, you know, I added that to revenue. Hey, that's the only way I'm reporting. Anything coming in, incoming is as income. You know, so working out with the lenders, you know, that's, you know, whatever, loan payback, whatever they do it. But it's at the end of the day, it's income. That's it.
Yeah. So when companies are receiving grants and different things, how does that work on the tax side? It's still income?
That may be a little bit different from what I know and where my I would say limit stops. If it's a grant, it's still income, even though it was money that was given and not to be paid back. I guess depending on how the entity is set up, but for the most part, it's still income. It's just something that you don't have to pay back. I mean, hey, I would categorize it as income because, you know, IRS asked or the state asked, you know, hey, what is it? It's money we received, you know, for assistance. So it's still income. You know, just had to deal with whoever gave it to you, whatever they want, you know, accordingly, you know, at whatever time, you know.
Yeah, man, that's solid. I love the conversation of not giving the feds or a state $0.
Right.
Elaborate. How much more time you got? It's 8:33 right now.
I give y'all. I give you about 10 more minutes, so my wife won't get on my head.
We don't want that.
We already know. Happy wife, no knife.
Right. Yeah. I like my
happy
dates.
wife, no knife. Yeah. So hit that for us. How should we be lowering our tax liability for feds and states? what are those? What are like what should a business owner be doing to ensure that they do that?
What a business owner should be doing, just constantly scaling over expenses, reallocating money, constantly watching and doing an analysis of what they're spending. I would say a month at the minimum, at the max a quarter, from 1 to 3 months, monitoring, what you're spending. Then as you're seeing what you spend, especially that food budget, if you ain't sitting down with people and it ain't a client, don't go eat with nobody. If you ain't gonna get a client out of a nice lunch, hey, take them, drive through. You know what I mean? But just reallocate money, looking at expenses that you're spending money on. Just as much money as you're making, buy equipment and assets that make money. So if today you just made $5,000 and corporate tax is 21%, go find something that's going to help build the business and spend $1,050. So you're not looking at your business from, oh, I'm making bread. No, you're looking at it with a taxation, a lens. You're looking at it through the lenses of taxation. And for every $5,000 I make, $1,050, I have to do something, invest in a business that's going to make more, or I'm going to have to give it to IRS. Me personally, I'm going to go find me an alliance partner, somebody that's good at what they do, that can help grow my business. Hey, man, I'll give you yada, 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 as a come on bonus, as a subcontractor, I'll give it to you. And that's your first expense because, hey, you good peoples, I like you. Take this $1,050. So that way I can account for this as an expense because you're going to help me make more money. And in every deal I do, I'll give you 25%. So I'm utilizing people, and what they do is now revolving, debt instruments. They're paying my tax debt and I get to keep whatever I got tax free. So all the money you make, think of 21% and go acquire a piece of equipment, a human being, or develop a system to make more money. Those three things. 21, when you make money, think of 21%. Go either acquire a human being, a piece of equipment, or develop a system that's going to pay the tax on that.
21 Savage.
That's fire. Because I mean, what I was hearing is it's a constant investment in your business.
Yep.
So you shouldn't be really thinking I'm making money. You're thinking how can I make money to start investing more into my business?
Retention mode. Retention. I'm making money to retain. Money is just an instrument. So you're not even focused on the money. If you look at it from the tax purpose, you're not even focused on money. Your thing is you thinking like Jeff Bezos, man, how can I retain the freaking money I made? How can I retain it? So I got to go find someone, something, or build a system, an intangible system, bring it into existence. So either one of those three things can help me to keep this money I just made. That's the goal. So now you think it different when you go wash that car. Or whoever you got washing the car.
Yeah.
You definitely got my mind open because I realized I was making that mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't using every 5,000 making a purchase. That make this new MacBook that I'm looking at sound real good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a perspective you want to take, man, when you're making money. Looking at what you brought in a day, within a 24-hour time span. Okay, I made this amount of much in 24 hours. 21%. Okay, tomorrow, what am I going to do to acquire someone, something, or develop a system that's going to pay that tax bill from yesterday? Because you look at the yesterday is like you want to look at the day before is like the calendar year. So if you're doing business today and you made 10 grand, you want to look at tomorrow as if tomorrow is tax time to file the taxes on the money you just made. Not 365 days. You're going to get the 365 days, but you want to look at every day as if you're making money and then tomorrow's tax time. And the next day, and the next day, and the next day. So you're paying your taxes every day, every time you go, and you keeping more money. So now you're taking it one day at a time, focusing on today, paying your tax bill today, and whatever comes tomorrow comes, and you're resting in today. You're not even worried about tomorrow because whatever you do today, you're just going to duplicate it tomorrow. So you actually got a system that's going to run you and run itself. You ain't got to think no more. You just want to get to a place where you sitting out like me. I sit out on my front lawn in my awning and I just feel the breeze. I just look at the clouds pass in the sky. I listen to the birds chirp. And if tomorrow comes, it comes.
Or you jump on that sailboat you took me on.
Go selling.
And go sell. So he's Kevin, just so you know, Jeremiah's a avid sailor. He had or has a boat right now. And he took me out first time I went sailing. I would do it again, but I got to take one of them pills that'll prevent me from turning green on the boat.
Or eat a heavy lunch. Eat a steak, eat some bread, eat some corn dogs, something that's going to stick to your ribs.
Yeah. But, one thing, though, so we should talk about this, because when I jumped in his boat, it was like an extension of his office. All of his office materials were in the boat, like, so that he can have a discussion regarding taxes, like down in the pit of the boat. And I really found that inspiring.
Fire.
Yeah, because, of course, he probably wrote that boat off.
Oh, yeah, I wrote it off. It helped me to buy my house.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk, man. So every Sunday, I figure you probably only got about 30 to 40 minutes from 8 o'clock.
About 30 minutes max. Yeah, 45 minutes, depending on what time we hit it. We hit it early, like 6 a.m. or I don't know what time you all get on, but if we hit it early, that way I can at least get up, get dressed, get the kids ready for church, and once I finish, I can get right with the wife, and I ain't got no problems.
Yeah, we're gonna plan it out a little better. Not only just on this, but as a face-to-face meet. Well, it's covered, but however we figure that out.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's amazing info, especially for businesses that as we know, we creating this thing called Hustler2Entrepreneur, which is really taking some folks that had a hustle, that want to be entrepreneurs,
right,
but may not have all the pieces. You see
right.
what I'm saying? We know how to make money. You know how to kind of get back out there, like you say, create a system that can drive you. But it's so much more to the game.
Right.
And I was thinking, I've been in business now 15 years for sure. If I had all the knowledge that I have now when I was starting,
right, I
would be further off, because I didn't have anybody in front of me to look at as an example or a pattern. I didn't even know who to talk to. So
right,
those was a lot of mistakes that I made to learn what I know. So,
hey, I'm here to teach you the long-term playbook. I got a podcast called The Long-Term Playbook. I'm here to teach people unravel the onion layer of the code in the game. If you allow me to have your mind and you could just expand it, I'll put everything into you unhindered. I'll tell you everything. You just better be ready to bring your mind, because I'm gonna dump load everything. Donald Trump, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, everything that they know, the attorneys know, they tax attorneys know, they CPAs know, into you. Just make room in your heart.
Let's do it.
So look, Jeremiah, I got one question before you go. Out of all those people you just named, who is the biggest innovator of our generation?
Bezos.
Okay.
I would say Bezos and Zuckerberg. Yeah, my preferable one is Bezos, but Mark, I would say Zuckerberg. Yeah.
So real quick, why Jeff Bezos?
Jeff Bezos, he understands the code. He understands the tax code, and he know how to give. He understands the tax code. He know how to give. He ain't concerned about money. He just know how to give, and he understands the code, and he's willing to give in order to receive.
I dig it.
And he understand brand awareness. So he like, I don't care if you buy, I'm gonna be in front of your face until you get sick and tired of me. You ain't gotta buy from me. Go to the mom and pop. Sure. I do business with the mom and pop.
I get it. Cool, man. Well, look, I want to thank you very much, man, for taking time out of your morning to come and bless the Hustler2Entrepreneur podcast. And we really appreciate you, man.
Oh, no problem. Hey, that's just one onion side of the onion I peel back. I ain't got to the 100,000 layer. That's just, a piece of the brown layer, man. So it's so much more to that, man. I got to impart into y'all, man.
Man, thank you very much.
Definitely appreciate it, man, and hope to talk to you and see you soon, man.
All right, likewise. Y'all have a good evening or a good day.
Yeah. Peace, man.
All right, enjoy.
All right.
Mike, man, that was on fire. I know he had limited time. If he had some more time, I would have got.
He did. I knew it too. I knew you was ready to carve in.
Yeah, I was like, man, because me and my cousins just having a conversation on taxes, and I've literally never had a tax person beyond 2 years. I'm like, yo, it'd be some, I'd be trying to, I'm trying to withhold my money, but I didn't know what he just imparted in me about the 21% part.
Me either.
If I would have known that, I would have been playing the game different. See, I'm out here showing losses on, on my what's the numbers on my 1120s? I think it's the corporate tax paper, and it's like, yo, I don't even think I would need to know how to actually classify the work, like the purchases in my QuickBooks, because even though I'm writing off my vehicles, I'm not sure if it's making it to my tax lady as a depreciable asset in the way that you just stated it.
She should know though. Are you running your business on cash basis?
Yeah, and it's I mean it's a line item for it, so maybe she is doing it, but I'm just saying I don't know if it's happening.
Yeah.
It was a conversation that I never really knew to have with her. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Matter of fact, it's time. It's actually time to make sure all my shit is clean now, just to get it over to her.
Yep. I just sent you his info on the IG page for Hustler. And I'm just sending him one.
That was a good fire. A good, they call it quick strike, but boom, hit me all in the head. I was like, fuck. Damn.
He's good people. He actually taught me how to play chess.
That's where I was going. And I didn't want to derail the conversation, because he said, you stick to what's going, you might go through some fiery times. And I was like, damn, I told Mike, that's my whole chess strategy. I said, and he talking about my business model. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. No, and funny, I told him, I only told him to show up this morning. I didn't tell him anything beyond that.
See? Yeah. And yeah. You know what? He mentioned church and stuff. I don't want to go too far down this line, but what I realized in my
don't do it to him, man.
In my journey, I wouldn't go there. But I'm selective. But what I did realize was that that you're connected, and this is really gonna be probably the first time you'll hear me say this outwardly, is that you are connected to what's going on at the time, even if you're unaware that you're connected. You kind of see what I'm saying? And when I say that saying, the whole idea I was thinking was like, we're gonna talk about when to pay yourself this morning.
Yeah.
And then it aligns with what was going on in the past. And then you see what I'm saying, the right person is in line. And then you guys, as we say, like-mindedness. Like, so he's also played chess, which I can see the little chessboard in the background. And then the way he would do business is the way that I would do business, or am doing business. Like, all of that is connected, and we don't necessarily need to, I'm gonna say, pray or meditate or any of those kind of conversations, because you're really already there. It's just, are you aware that you're there, or are you trying to get there? And that was the issue. That was one of the issues I was having inside of the church. Was, why y'all trying to get to somewhere, or y'all already at? Y'all here?
Yep. Which is the same thing Steve talks about with regard to the mushrooms. He's like, this is just an enhancement. He was telling me stories about how, what he's read from in the past and what he's actually experienced, to where, everybody in the session took some shrooms, and they were able to actually kind of connect without even speaking and formulate ideas with one another without even speaking. And then once they came out of their trip, go ahead and formulate whatever it is that they needed to do and get to work.
Yeah.
Because it was already in them.
And just, I'm gonna give you this one last one. Freak session. It's freaky for me. I don't think I've ever